Hi, thank you for joining me today. Dietitian nutritionist Emilia Subiv, helping you lose weight and improve your gastrointestinal function. Today, I'd like to cover a very important topic for all of you that are trying to lose weight. When someone comes to my office with the intention to lose weight, they normally ask for a diet plan, a meal plan. They are asking me to put them on a diet. So they're asking me for certain diet trends such as the keto, the South Beach diet, whatever diet they might have come across social media, and they're wondering what is the best diet to lose weight. Is there a certain eating pattern that will help them lose weight as fast as possible, and they want to find out what that eating pattern is and they would like to use it. Here, I'd like to point out one very important concept that everyone forgets and neglects. Your eating patterns are the way they are because of who you are. I know, let me explain. So you have accumulated your eating patterns over your whole life. You started eating when you were 6 months old or maybe 4 months old, and everything that was provided to you was provided by your parents. And this is when your taste buds and your preferences and the things you like started to form. The only reason why you're choosing certain foods today is because you've had them long enough to develop the taste for these certain foods. Imagine other people in the world, for example, Asia or India, they eat completely different than you do. Or maybe you are from one of these countries and you're wondering why Americans eat the junk that they eat. And when I ask people, what do you consider healthy food, what is good food for you, they have their own eating patterns, their preferences that they have accumulated over their whole life. Now you understand that when you wake up in the morning, you have your own routine, right? You have a certain things that you do, and truly you don't think about, should I do this, should I do that? Most of the things you do during your day are just an autopilot. Yes, you do all these things because you've done them for so long, and there is no reason for you to think about or put any effort into those things because they are kind of ingrained in you, right? Well, food is the same. You fell into a particular routine and you follow that routine without really thinking much about it. Either if it's food from a restaurant or food that you've prepared yourself at home or whatever you're doing that is related to your food choices and your eating routine, those are habits. Now change. Wake up one day and completely change them. Eat particularly different things that you are used to, and you'll see it's hard. People will not be able to change 360 degrees their eating patterns overnight. It literally is impossible. However, they have those expectations and they think that when they come to my office to see me for weight loss or they want to change their diet, they will be able to do that overnight. Unfortunately, it's hard to do that. You need to understand the process going into it and realize that this is a process. It takes time, and you need to be gentle with yourself and allow yourself the time to make the changes. Those changes, however, need to be slow, gradual changes. I really cannot count how many times I've seen people come to my office starting in the following fashion. I was on the keto diet, lost a lot of weight. It was great. I dropped 20 pounds, I dropped 30 pounds. Then I got off the diet. I gained all the weight back. Maybe sometimes they gain more weight than they were before. And they're feeling like a failure. They feel like they are not able to lose weight. They feel helpless and hopeless. There's no need to be like that, okay? It's not your fault. It's not you. It's everyone. Everyone that was ever on a diet was on the diet for some period of time. Congratulations if you made it from the beginning of the diet to the end of the diet. that's amazing, because that's hard. Changing your eating patterns overnight is very, very hard, and the people that are able to do it need to be congratulating themselves and be very, very proud of themselves, because they got outside their comfort zone for extended period of time. And I know they were very uncomfortable, but they pushed through. They've lost the weight and they feel great for the time being. But then after that, inevitably, they cannot wait to get back to their eating patterns before the diet. And there's some justifications that normally happens around that time. People will justify themselves eating unhealthy food by saying, oh, I deserve it. I've done so well. Now I have room to allow myself certain things that normally they wouldn't eat while they were on the diet. And see how the weight cycling starts, and they get on a roller coaster of unhealthy eating, which takes them nowhere. It actually takes them to a worse place relative to where they started. So I don't recommend someone to think about changing their diet, their eating pattern, as being on a diet. If you decide to change the way you eat, think about making very, very small changes relative to your eating behaviors, and continue them for extended period of time until they become a habit. Let me explain a bit deeper. If you decide to make a change in terms of the way you eat, start small. And then at the end of each day, reflect back and think, was I able to achieve what I wanted to achieve? Was I able to eat a healthy breakfast? If that was your goal, to eat a healthy breakfast. Was I able to eat a high protein breakfast and avoid carbohydrates for breakfast? If you're able to do that, great, continue it for a week or so, continue it for 2 weeks. And once you have adopted this and turned this into a habit, move forward and make another small change like that. The second change could be whatever you chose to be. It could be, I'm going to decrease my consumption of carbohydrates for lunch. I'd like to eat a salad with some healthy lean proteins on it for lunch, and I will do my best to continue this for the next upcoming week or so, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month. And the more you consume certain foods that are healthy for you, the more you'll start liking these foods. They will become more pleasurable, enjoyable, and you will anticipate those meals. And those meals are going to be healthy because you've consumed the healthy foods long enough to actually start enjoying them. Yes, initially when someone changes their diet, they think eating that way will absolutely suck. I will not like these meals. I will be miserable. Instead of looking forward to my lunch, I would not even want to eat that food. But no, if you start eating healthy food, and this is somewhat food that you enjoy, the longer you eat it, the more you like it, the more you'll enjoy it. Okay, so now I'm going to dive a bit deeper into the scientific explanations of why diets do not work. First, when you put yourself on a diet, you may suffer, you may be very strong-willed, and you may be able to sustain eating in a particular way for some time. No matter what, you're very determined, you want to fit into this cute dress for the summer, and you are going to do it. If you start losing weight rapidly, too fast, that inevitably will decrease your whole metabolic rate. In other words, you will decrease your metabolism. Once your metabolism is decreased, you will start burning less calories just to sustain life. So if your baseline caloric expenditure is about 1800 calories, if you lose more than 2 pounds per week, if you, for example, end up dropping 5 pounds in a week, inevitably your body is going to kick in a survival mode and it will do everything possible for you to sustain life. So your energy expenditure, the calories that you need just to stay alive, are going to drop from 1800 to maybe 1600 or even lower. It depends on a few other things, but in the bulk part, you will start burning less calories. So this is why when you decide to lose weight drastically, too fast, expect a low metabolic rate and less calories to be expended. Well, you can understand that this is kind of setting you up for failure. If you continue to do that, the more weight you lose, the less calories you need, and that is not a very good pattern. Number 2, there will be some hormonal changes. With drastic weight loss, the body is trying to salvage everything. So it will salvage your hormones as well. So lower hormonal production will happen. Number 4, increase in hunger. When you lose weight too fast, too much, your body will try to salvage its tissues, and there's another compensatory mechanism that kicks in called the hunger effect of weight loss. So a hormone called ghrelin will be secreted immediately after your body senses that it's in danger, and this hormone will make you very, very hungry. And how do you feel? You feel defeated, you feel like you're failing, you start to question your willpower, you start to feel like a failure. Whereas it is really not your fault, it is your body acting against you, and it is very hard to control that. It has nothing to do with your willpower, it has nothing to do with your ability to starve yourself, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with your body. So please be gentle with yourself and understand that rapid, drastic weight loss and being on a super restrictive diet is not doing you a favor. It has so many negative consequences, most of which leave you defeated and helpless. Let's face it, diets are stressful. When you're on a diet, you are stressed out, which means that your cortisol level is high. When your cortisol level is high throughout the day, what does your body do? It saves more fat. Inevitably, your body will make more fat because the cortisol levels remain high. So this is another reason why you don't want to drop too much weight too fast. Now you understood that weight loss is a process, especially if you like to achieve ongoing, slow, healthy weight loss. If you like to change your relationship with food in a way to improve your eating patterns for good, forever. So drop the judgment. There's no need for judging yourself here right now. Understand that your eating patterns that you have today are predetermined for you. They are ingrained in you since very early childhood. It has not much to do with what you did, but it has to do with what happened to you. And now start thinking about what are some small changes that you can do to improve your eating pattern today. If you like to work with someone, reach out to a registered dietitian or reach out to me where we can work together in a group or individually to help you achieve sustainable weight loss and change your relationship with food and your eating patterns for good. Unfortunately, there are no shortcuts.